So here I seem to have made a quick note about the review of NEET PG. We all use a lot of different apps in daily life, but not necessarily to increase productivity. But if used properly, these apps can help us enhance our productivity and help us live more fun lives while ensuring that our work is done properly. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Nikhil, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 apps that I used during M.B.B.S and during my exam preparation that helped me boost my productivity in general as well as for exams. Now the apps that I'm going to be talking about in this video are available for Android as well as iOS. I am using the iPhone 10R and the iPad Air. One of these apps is very great and it was only available for iOS until recently. They've also introduced it for Android now. Keep watching to know which one. Let's get started. So the first app on this list is Notion. You must have heard of this app because it's a very popular and a great note-taking web application that can be used to increase productivity. I started using it around 2 years back. Now the good thing about this app is that it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. And so anyone from a beginner to a pro can use this app and all of its capabilities. So before using it for NEET PG preparation, I also experimented with Notion in a lot of other different areas. So let us open up the Notion app on the iPad. Quickly search for Notion here. So here it has opened into my productivity record, the thing that I use to keep track of my studies during exam preparation. But we'll come to that later. Let's start with when I was in final year of M.B.B.S. So firstly, I used this to organize all the previous year and repeatedly ask questions in the university exams of final year. So what I did was I kind of made a digital version of Balani here on Notion. Like if we go into medicine here, I have put down the whole paper format here. The paper 1, paper 2, 60 marks each. And here I use a feature of Notion that I really love. That is the toggles feature. So this black circle you can see over here is a toggle. Now what you can do with this toggles feature is that you can bury a large amount of information into these small chunks like this. So like if I go here into CVS, so I will see all the LAQs and SAQs, but they are buried inside this toggle. Now what this allows you to do is it first allows you to get a bird's eye view of what all you're dealing with. So in this case you can see what the different sections are, what is the mark weightage of the different section, what all subjects are there, and then if you want to dive more into the specifics you can do that later. In a similar way I used it also for surgery, for all the other subjects. Like here in surgery we have breast, endocrine. Also I used it in a similar manner to arrange the information about the final year practicals. So let's go here. So like for example, let's go to medicine practical. Here again the utility of the toggles feature is visible. Here you can see the whole information at a glance, what is the pattern, and if you want to you can simply click on this toggle here and you can dive into all the specifics like what all cases, what all long cases can be asked in, for example, gastrointestinal, GIT and RS. Here I've also compiled a list of all the resources that I can refer to which will help me. Same for all the other subjects. Here in surgery, I also seem to have included a PDF. So Notion allows you to add almost any type of element possible. You can add images, videos, you can embed an external video link also in the application. You can also add PDFs as I did. Now moving a year further, I also used it in internship to keep a track of all my ward work. So in medical internship, you often are given all the scut work only, that is the blood collections and the other collections of all the patients. And you have to ensure that the collections that have been told to you by the senior for each patient are sent and dispatched properly and systematically. So for this also I tried to use Notion to systematize this work. Here as you can see within the ward work, I have the patients classified on the basis of the wards that they are placed in over here. Now let's go into one of these. For example, here I noted down what all investigations are needed for this patient and I can classify them as collected, as sent. Now one more good thing about Notion here is that you can also add a variety of different filters. So in this case I had a filter of the investigations wise list, and here you can see what patients a certain investigation needs to be sent for. Here I also labeled these investigations on the basis of what colored bulbs they are sent in. So CBC is sent in the lavender bulb, so I made it lavender color, purple color. Same for PTINA, blue, LFT, RFT, red. God, this is bringing back so many memories. And you got more filters over here, like for example we have collections here, and in this list I can see what all collections are there for each patient at a glance. So basically what all of this does is that it systematizes all the stuff so that work becomes more efficient and you don't have to worry about the quality of work that you're doing. So you've got more time and energy to enjoy the other things in life. And finally, when I started preparing for NEET PG in a more systematic manner, I use Notion to keep track of my studying. Right, so here you can see I have put all the things that I did, all the topics, the revisions, the Q banks in a day, and I used to add it as I keep doing it into Notion. Now this is a full comprehensive view, but you can also create filters like I did here with the dashboard thing. So here you got a calendar wise view. Here you can see that it is classified on the basis of Q banks, grand tests, topics, and the tests that I gave, the subject tests. In the Q banks, if I go, you'll see only the Q banks that are done, and in a neat little way I can also see how I performed in those Q banks. Similarly for grand tests, let's open up say grand test 13. Here you can see that there's a type section here in which I can designate what type this falls into. So whether it's a topic, Q bank, PYQ module, custom module, a marrow test, a grand test. Then here I noted down the score, how many are correct, how many are skipped, and I also use this to quickly look at what are my top 3 strongest and top 3 weakest subjects. So this helped me keep a track of what all I studied on a daily basis, and it gave me an idea whether I'm able to maintain consistency or not. I can look at the trends of my studying, and it also helps to keep me motivated, because when I look at this table I see that I have done a lots of studying in a particular day or in a particular month, and this motivates me to keep going. The second app on the list is the native note-taking app of whatever device that you're using. In my case, it was Apple Notes. So in M.B.B.S, I used to mainly take notes on Apple Notes on my iPhone here, but here I'm going to show it to you on the iPad. So let us quickly open Apple Notes over here, and here it has opened the book section apparently. So I use Apple Notes for the books that I read, and if I find any good ideas in these books, I note them down. But let's look at how else I used it. So firstly, when I was in M.B.B.S, I used this to note down whatever was being taught during the clinical postings or during lectures. So here we have the study tab that's going to surgery, and here I seem to have written about a case that was taught to us during rounds. An abdominal lump case, I've written all about it. Same for medicine, information about the cases, x-rays and instruments, all the things that were taught, and the same for all the other subjects. And you can add screenshots, you can add images, you can create these tick mark lists here. Now going forward to the NEET PG preparation, I also used it to make quick notes about the important topics that are asked in a particular exam. So here for example in this INI-CT folder I have the INI-CT importance. So all the INI-CT important topics here quickly noted down, and here I have handwritten the pharmacology importance. Now I did this using one of the very great features of Apple Notes that can be used on the iPad called as quick notes. Especially useful if you have an Apple Pencil as well. So what you can do here is on your iPad screen you can swipe up from the bottom right corner to reveal the quick notes. So here I seem to have made a quick note about the review of NEET PG. Oh god, I just don't want to see this right now. So let's just make a new quick note here, and let's just name it for example medicine importance, and then I can type in the title and I can write the rest of the things over here like SLE, pleural effusion, and once you're done you can click the done button and this will just disappear. You can also add screenshot of whatever screen that you're on, like for example I added this screenshot. Okay, this must be some temporary error here. Here I have added the INI-CT last moment revision topics. Now I also use the Apple Notes to add my gym workouts. So here we go. I seem to have left this blank, and here, oh yeah, within chest, triceps I have all of these other workouts. There's also one more nifty little feature on the iPad that you can use to quickly take down notes from the lock screen itself. Go to the lock screen and tap the iPad screen with your Apple Pencil. This will open up a new note where you can just jot down whatever you want, and then you can lock the screen again. Now if you want to get back to this note, you can again go to the lock screen, tap again with the Apple Pencil, and you will be in that note again. Now let us come to the third app on this list, and this is my note-taking app of choice on the iPad, and this is GoodNotes. Now GoodNotes was available only for iOS devices, that is for iPhone and iPad, but recently they have introduced it for Android as well. But currently it is in the beta stage and support is limited only to a few Samsung tablets, but it should be available for more devices soon. Now let us open up GoodNotes on the iPad. So here on GoodNotes, I have all the notes for all of my subjects and a few PDFs of a few books. So here let's go into the second year pathology, and here I have the PDF for Robbins. Go back into microbiology, and here I have the notes that I took from DAMS of microbiology over here. In my final year of M.B.B.S, I stored all the resources required for final year practical exams in the GoodNotes app. And we have all the things that are needed in the practical, from ECGs to the book PDFs, all the other PDFs that are to be referred, the instruments PDF here. Now GoodNotes also had a hidden feature here which was not very well known, that was the flashcards feature, and I used GoodNotes for creating lots of flashcards as well. I mainly created flashcards for obstetrics and gynecology here, as you can see. So you can go into these flashcards and say you can go here and hit study flashcards. Location of Schroeder's ring at different stages of labor. Honestly, I don't remember this right now. So since I don't remember this and I wasn't good at it, I can hit the again button and it will show it to me again. Differences between Bandel's and Schroeder's ring, well, one of them is pathological, one is physiological. I have just put the table over here. Suppose I remember this very well, so I'll hit the good button and so on. Now before shifting my productivity record into Notion, I was maintaining the productivity record on GoodNotes. Here's the productivity record and here it is. I have classified it on the basis of Q banks, tests, topics. And finally, I also use GoodNotes here to track my gym activities. So like today is 10th April, so let me add it over here. And today I did back and biceps. Go to the stickers tab, I will hit this tick mark button and I will place it right here. That's it. Now in the context of exams, I find GoodNotes to be very useful, especially for all the stuff that is based on images. And the best example of this I find is radiology. So DAMS had provided a really great workbook for radiology, and initially I used the physical workbook that they had provided, but I found it very difficult to annotate on it. So I went to their app and I imported it into GoodNotes. Now I have this image book in GoodNotes and it looks really beautiful now. You can see all the images very clearly, you can zoom in to see the specifics, you can annotate over the images with whatever color pen you want to. You just got a lot of freedom in terms of writing on the GoodNotes app. Alright, let us move to the fourth app on the list, and this is an app that I used on my iPhone, and that is Atracker. Now this is basically a habit tracking app and it is free for all the basic use. For getting some more advanced features you have to pay, and this app can also get as simple or as complex as you want it to be. So here in the main section of the app, I have created certain tasks like study, test, QBank and test review. And whenever I'm doing a certain task, I used to start this timer before the task. So you just tap on it to start the timer. So now the study timer has begun. It also has these dynamic notifications in the notifications tray and in the lock screen. And when you stop it, it shows it in the record in your history. Like here it is showing me 13:59 to 13:59. It was just 15 seconds. So now what I found useful here was the graphical representation of how much I studied. So I'll go here into the report section. And here I'll go to the graph section. So set this up to the study section. Here it shows you a graph of what duration you studied in a particular day. So here you can see the dates below, and this graph shows you how much you studied in a very easy to understand manner. And using this graph, I can see at a glance whether I've been studying well for the past few days or for the past few weeks or not. And in this app, you can also set a target, a sort of target. So I set a target of study for 6 hours. So it is showing this red line thing here. So on most days I seem to have crossed that mark. So right before the exams, of course, the study time was at its peak. Occasionally it was very less. This allows you to look at your study situation at a glance and also helps you feel more confident about yourself and pushes you to keep going. Now the graph is also color coded here. It also shows the categories that you did. So how much time you spend per day on what category. So this way you can review if you're wasting or spending too much time in a certain thing. So for example, here this green thing stands for test review, and very often I used to spend too much of time reviewing tests, and I tried to cut that short gradually. And so by using these graphs, you can identify any potential problems in your study routine and fix them. There's also a handy calendar view over here. Let me just change the date. It's here to 1st March. So here you can see at what times of the day did you study. You can zoom in and zoom out over here. So what this helps you to do is this helps you to analyze at what times are you studying at your peak, so that you can adjust your study schedule and study at the times when you're the most productive. And finally, the last app on the list for today is a countdowns app. So this was a simple app that I used to keep a track of how many days are left for the exam. Let us go into countdowns. Here we go. Now I had set up the title and the date of the exam, and it was showing me the number of days left for the exam. Let's add one here for example. So say for example I want to know how many days are left till the NEET PG counseling. I'll type in NEET PG counseling here. I'll set up the date. Now I don't know when this is gonna be, but it's gonna be very late. So let us set up the date, say just arbitrarily on 1st September 23. And now it will show me how many days are left. I can also add a widget of this to the home screen. So I'll just go here. And there, now it is showing me how many days are left for the counseling. Let's add one more timer here. That is time to reach 1,000 subscribers. Now by when do I expect this to happen? Let's see, I'll just not over aim. Let's say I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by mid-June. I'll set this up over here and hit the done button. And now it is showing me the time to reach 1000 subscribers to 65 days. I hope it happens in that time. But that can't happen without the support from you guys. So if you like this video and found this video helpful, then hit the like button and share this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. I aim to consistently post valuable and as high quality content as possible about my experiences and any tips that I can give you guys that may help you out. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Another app that I use but did not talk about in this video is the Anki app for flashcards. But I've made another video for it, explaining it in short, so you can check it out right over here. That's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.